In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to delete or void an expense in QuickBooks Online. Before we begin, here's a quick overview so you choose the right option. Voiding an expense keeps the original record in your books but sets its amount to zero. You'll still see the transaction with its date and details for reference. Deleting an expense permanently removes it from your lists and most reports. That can be cleaner, but it also makes it harder to review what changed later. When in doubt, voiding is usually the safer, more transparent choice. Let's walk through it. First, go to QuickBooks Online and sign into your company. Once you're on the main dashboard, head to Expenses and Pay Bills. This is where all your recent expenses live, whether they were recorded as checks, credit card charges, or cash payments. Find the expense you want to change, then open it by selecting View/Edit. This brings up the full transaction details, including the payee, date, payment account, immediate, and line items. Take a moment to double check that you've opened the correct transaction, especially the amount and date, so you don't alter the wrong record. To void the expense, look for the More option at the bottom of the transaction window. Click More, then choose Void. QuickBooks will ask you to confirm. When you confirm, the transaction stays in your books, but its amount becomes zero. This preserves a clear trail that the expense once existed and was intentionally voided, which is helpful for audit history and month-end reviews. If, instead, you want to completely remove the expense, open the same More menu again and choose Delete. QuickBooks will display a prompt labeled Delete Transaction. Confirm to proceed. Deleting is permanent in day-to-day use, so make sure this is truly what you want. Removing an expense can affect account balances, budget to actuals, and reconciliations, especially if the expense was part of a closed or reconciled period. A few tips to keep your books tidy and accurate. Review any notes or attachments on the transaction before you void or delete. Consider whether the expense is linked to a bill payment or reimbursable charge. And if you manage reconciliations tightly, coordinate with your accountant or bookkeeper before deleting historical entries. That's it. You've seen how to navigate to expenses and pay bills, open the transaction with View/Edit, and use the More menu to either void and confirm or delete and confirm. Choose the option that best preserves clarity in your records, and your QuickBooks will stay clean, accurate, and easy to review.